Three, two, one. Let's begin. Alright, you guys, it's me, the Eagle Review Reactor, back again for another video. This time, I'm going to discuss the movie Bad Boys 4, or Bad Boys Ride or Die. Before we begin again, just let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie before I get into anything. And, I saw it a couple of hours ago already, so it's more of a late, not all the ideas on the top of my head, but I can still discuss it. Um, I think it's gonna be fine. I'm sure most of you have probably seen it by now. It's been out for a long time by now, before some of my previous reactions. Like I think it came before Inside Out 2. Next I might do Despicable Me 4. So if you're just wondering what's next, that, and if you're wondering what might come next, then that's a possibility. But whether that all said and good, let's begin. And also please like and subscribe to my channel so I'll be able to make more reactions for you guys that you'll enjoy, and keep this channel alive for a long time. And since it's time to record, that's what to expect. Alright, let's begin now. So went into this movie after I saw the past movies, so 1, 2, they were already in my head. So I'm like, okay, let's begin. And it didn't really follow suit with what I thought. It's like it exists, but it's not like a direct sequel to the third movie. The third movie is the only one which actually had a post-credit scene. And what's interesting to me was at the end of the third movie, he's Mike's character played by Will Smith has a son named Armando, and then Mike goes up to Armando, is like, yo, if you do this deal for me, I can get you out. And that maybe have been something else, maybe no direct tie-in. I don't know if that meant that post-credit scene meant there was gonna be a fourth one, but it was likely safe to assume, and look what happened. Now, the fact that this is the first movie Will Smith was in after the slap was actually a good idea. Instead of trying to do something original, let's just go back to one of his sequels. And I think it made sense why. Maybe his PR team or his marketing team, one of his teams, must have been like, okay, what movie made Will Smith a lot of money? And that was Bad Boys 3 Ride or Die. In my opinion, I believe it was the highest grossing movie in 2020, and I like that movie. It's a good movie. Truly, there's no Bad Boys movie. They're all good in their own way. The first one is a classic, buddy cop film. The second one is how do you say it? More over the top, but still grounded. It's definitely more. It's more stupid, is what I'll say. The third one takes the stupidity to a little bit more, but it still holds itself back. The second one's just long too. Third one is like, it's decent, pretty good in my opinion. And then the fourth one is, it's dumb, but like dumb fun in my opinion. And then I feel like Bad Boys Ride or Die, in my opinion, this movie was kind of short. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I feel like it should have gone on for a bit more. I'm trying to like this movie, but it didn't really give something that new. Other than, maybe Reggie doing that one scene in the trailer. I knew all the scenes that were going to happen in the movie because I'd already seen clips of them. So I'm like, oh, I know that's going to happen now. But it was definitely a fun watch either ways. If it just had been a little bit longer, maybe done a bit more, it could have worked. The problem is now they've basically turned into like John Wick or Fast and Furious, like one of the other franchises, or Mission Impossible, where essentially now, it's not just the two main leads. Now there's a bunch of other characters which are also getting screen time. But sure, there were definitely some moments where, it was interesting. Obviously, when Mike got slapped by his partner, that was pretty funny. And then the scene that followed, it was definitely stupid, made no sense, but sure, why not? The alligator scene, when the alligator was swimming, that was pretty cool. And then I saw this movie with my friends, y'all. And one interesting part of the movie was, towards the end, when we see, when Mike's telling Armando, you get in this boat, you leave, you go south. And we're like, what's south? Where's he gonna go? Like, how far is he gonna be able to, like how far is he gonna go? And that's a fair point. Like, where is he gonna go from there? It doesn't really make any sense. Like, where can he go from here? I don't know, maybe there's enough gas for him to reach Mexico or something. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Will there be a fifth Bad Boys movie? Possibly. I mean, there's no reason to say no. There's some reason to say yes. That's what I say, maybe. I'm only going to say no if it's definitive no. There's not going to be one. And I'm only saying it because, now, sure, there was no post-credit scene, but there's always definitely more story to tell. So I'm not saying it's a good idea to make one. I feel like if they ended it here, it would be perfectly fine before they overdo it. But I'm just like, they're not really doing much with these movies anymore. Like, sure, the characters grew a bit. We got that cool Reggie scene, but now it's more about, I guess, leaving a legacy behind, which maybe hopefully Fast and Furious will do. All franchises have to do it. Let me explain. After you have your main characters, your first three, your original trilogy, it's just your main characters. But by the time you make more and more movies, you bring in more and more characters, right? A lot of main movie franchises do that. And now it's about continuing the legacy. The next people go on. With Marvel, we have the Young Avengers, maybe. With Fast and Furious, maybe Dom's son, maybe in the future. Because I don't know how much longer he wants to steal the spotlight. But in this one, we got Reggie. He's basically the son-in-law of the family, I guess. Let's see, Bad Boys for yeah. So what's it? He's Marcus's son-in-law, right? So yeah, Marcus in this movie was just pretty stupid in my opinion. Like, I'm like, he's immortal now, right? It reminded me of the scene from F9 when Roman was like, "We're basically immortal." But that's different. They are immortal because they've been immortal the whole time. But in Bad Boys, it's different. They haven't it has as many movies and it hasn't been done. But the only reason he's saying he's immortal is not because he did anything stupid. It's because he had like this vision. The captain, what is his name? Captain Howard, I believe. Returning in flashbacks. That was let me check here. Or no, yeah, Captain Conrad Howard, right? That was his name. Him returning in flashbacks was pretty cool and pretty weird also, but I guess it worked out. Definitely there were some funny scenes in the movie that kind of balanced out, what he was doing and what was going on as well. Um, I don't know. It just felt like everything happened too fast in this movie. You didn't have enough time to breathe, I guess. But still fun nonetheless. If I were to rank it, I might say three is best, then maybe one, then four, then two. Two is just kind of too long, I guess. But there's really no Bad Boys movie, as I said earlier. If I were to rank this movie, maybe I'd give it 7 out of 10, maybe. I don't know. It's just like it. If it had more substance to it, maybe it would have been an 8 or 9. But I don't know. The third one is definitely like an 8 or 9. The first one is also an 8 or 9. The second one is maybe a 6 or 7, somewhere around there. Um, but yeah, I guess if I were to rate it, somewhere along those lines. Now, if I were to say if this movie were to do something better, I guess like just to include maybe more of the team, more like the team dynamic. That part would have been better off. Yeah. What else? Yeah, there was no post-credit scene in this movie. They usually don't have ones. But like Will Smith, I believe he said he would like to continue this franchise if there was more story to tell, which is a good thing, right? No point of dragging it on for too long, but I guess we'll see what happens. If Reggie gets to do more cool stuff in the next movie, that will be pretty awesome. Okay, I thought of something. It's weird how Mike got married in this movie? So let me explain. In the first movie, he was with this girl who died, so obviously it didn't make sense for him to get married in the first one. In the second movie, he was with Marcus's sister Sid, and she and him, I guess, split ways, I guess. Because in the third one, they referenced it that he broke up with his sister, right? And he wasn't with anyone at the time, but I guess he didn't really like anyone, but he might have, him and like that the other police lady person in charge. What was he called? The Special Miami Forces thing. They could have gotten together maybe, but no. Then there's that whole witch scene thing, La Bruja, whatever. That was insane. So I guess this was time for him to get married. But how old is he? Like Mike. How old is Mike now? He's pretty old. I don't know by Will Smith's age or his age. I don't know. Because Marcus has been married since the first movie. He had kids in the first one. They were young. And the second one, his daughter became a teenager. And the third one, his daughter got married. And in this one, um, Mike Lowry got married in this one. So there's always some celebration going on, which is interesting. I guess the ending for this movie was pretty good, I guess. Bad Boys Ride or Die with Reggie getting his like sense of appeal, where he took down like what was it 15 people or something, and then he asked permission to cook his chicken, because when it comes to like them doing like a barbecue or something, that's probably interesting, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I think that's it. That about wraps it up. Yeah. Again, the general plot was pretty simple. You know, the captain was framed. They gotta unframe him, I guess, and then they go and do that. I don't know. Definitely, there were a lot of cool explosions, a lot of cool scenes. The villain was pretty. I don't know. He seemed like pretty standard. He had a goal, sure. He wasn't able to accomplish it because they stopped him, but I guess a few of the scenes he did had though, those are pretty cool. You know. My only problem is I feel like when it comes to Bad Boys, they don't go like full out on like, like how do you say it? Like full on like like action or like just intensity. Like Marvel's done that, Fast and Furious has done it like a little bit more, we're just like the bad guy's about to win or something, I don't know. But usually that's because these movies are way more toned down. The first one is very toned down, the second one is also toned down. The third one they kind of tone it up a little bit, but I guess the main problem is that the characters are just too old at this point. Like, are they gonna run around a lot? Like, who knows how much help they're in. I know Dwayne Johnson can do it in Fast and Furious, but who's to say now? That's the thing. For example, Armando, he's a pretty cool character, but they can't really do much with him. Let's think about it. This movie's called Bad Boys. They're limiting themselves to those two characters, Marcus and Mike. They can't focus really on anyone else, unless someone else becomes the Bad Boys. You know, unlike Fast and Furious or Marvel or Mission Impossible, it's not in the name, or it's not like a core of that. But who cares? Mission Impossible is basically Tom Cruise anyways. He can do stunts till he dies. But when it comes to Bad Boys, the two main leads are there. So yeah, I think this movie, it's definitely not going to be the highest grossing movie of all time because Inside Out 2 was Wonder and Dune 2 has its fans. But I think this movie's making a decent amount of money in the box office and it will continue to do so as the trajectory of it appears to be. So I guess Will Smith has maybe bounced back from the slap. Who knows what movie he's gonna do next? Maybe he's gonna pick up another sequel. I wanted him to do Aladdin 2, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll ever happen at this point. It's not. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die, and if you have any questions or any other reaction videos you'd like me to make, please let me know about that as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out, and have fun, y'all.